Alright guys, I'm back with my review of WWE Friday Night Smackdown for October 4th, 2013. The show starts off with Big Show coming out, and he cuts a promo about how he's been really frustrated lately and it's just been building and building. He wants to knock out Triple H, but he can't because Triple H is his boss, and a lot of people can relate because they have to do what their bosses tell them to do. And he kept going on and on about this, and it felt like no one really cared. I think they pumped in a lot of noise here. And then he says he's going to take out his frustrations on the Shield later. Triple H comes out and says Big Show's house is about to be repossessed, and Big Show doesn't owe the bank. Now he owes Triple H. And if Big Show doesn't do what he tells him, then Triple H will be living in Big Show's house. And he makes the handicap match, not just the Shield versus Big Show, but the Shield and Randy Orton versus Big Show. It's Fandango versus RVD. Nothing really special here. RVD goes up for the frog splash. Summer Rae pulls him down. He gets crotched on the turnbuckle. And the ref sees all this, so he disqualifies Fandango. RVD wins the match. Fandango attacks him. RVD fights him off and hits a Van Terminator with a trash can on Fandango. So that was pretty much it. Then we get R-Truth versus Ryback. This was a squash match, really. Ryback just destroys R-Truth, lays him out with Shell Shock, gets the win. He keeps screaming, "I hate bullies," the entire time. And then afterwards, Curtis Axel gets in the ring. He attacks R-Truth. He lifts his head up and says, "Remember me, I'm Curtis Axel, the Intercontinental Champion." And R-Truth is just like completely out of it. It was actually kind of funny. Then backstage, Del Rio is talking to Renee Young. He says he's not worried about RVD, and then some guy walks up with the trash can RVD hit the Van Terminator with and hands it to Del Rio and says, "RVD wanted me to give this to you," and Del Rio just throws it and he freaks out. It's Dolph Ziggler versus Alberto Del Rio with Damian Sandow on commentary. I thought Sandow did a good job on commentary. This was a good match. Probably going to be the best match on this show. But both guys really worked hard out here for this SmackDown crowd. There was a funny spot though where Del Rio goes to put Dolph on the top turnbuckle and he almost gets one of those flags stuck in his ass. So that was pretty funny. But Del Rio wins with the arm breaker. Does anybody remember when Del Rio was facing Sin Cara? It wasn't long ago, and Sin Cara screwed up his finger or something and tried to stop the match, so Del Rio wanted to beat the shit out of him. That was awesome. But yeah, good match here. Los Matadores versus 3MB. This was a decent tag match here. Los Matadores win with a double team move. After the match, the Bull dives onto Heath Slater and Jinder Mahal. Backstage, Paul Heyman cuts a promo about how Curtis Axel is going to defeat R-Truth, and Ryback's going to defeat CM Punk, and CM Punk's going to be looking up at Paul Heyman, his master and owner. Then we get Brie Bella versus Aksana. This was a decent Divas match. Brie wins with a face buster. Then AJ comes out and she says that Brie and Daniel Bryan's baby is going to be a goat face abomination, and the doctor's going to slap Brie Bella for having such a hideous child. But yeah, all this stuff was pretty average. Speaking of average, it's Kofi Kingston versus Big E Langston. Very short match. Kofi wins with a roll-up. The Bray Wyatt family comes out. Well, Bray Wyatt comes out, cutting another weird promo, and Kofi's on the ramp and he's like getting ready to fight Bray Wyatt. And then we see the other two family members behind Kofi. So now he's stuck. And he's looking back and forth and he's like, "Oh, what am I going to do?" And then Bray says, "Follow the buzzards." And it ends. What happened? What did the live crowd see? Did they all just leave together? Like, what the hell happened here? There's no way to get out of this situation that makes any damn sense if they don't attack Kofi Kingston, or if he doesn't try to fight them off. Because the family members would have to just walk right past him, or Kofi would have to run away or something. I hate when they do stuff like that, when they cut to commercial and then they come back and they're just all gone. It's the main event handicap match with the Shield and Randy Orton versus the Big Show. Eventually they try to gang up on him, and Dean Ambrose brings in a chair, but Big Show just punches the chair. And Randy Orton hits Big Show in the back with the chair, and this doesn't faze him. So he goes to chokeslam Orton and Seth Rollins, and he gets speared by Roman Reigns. And Randy Orton hits the RKO on Big Show. He puts the chair on his head like he did to The Miz. And the fans were going crazy here, chanting for Daniel Bryan. They really wanted Daniel Bryan. And the Usos run out. So the Usos start fighting with the Shield. Orton goes back to putting the chair on Big Show's head. He's just going to destroy him anyways. And then Daniel Bryan comes out, and he gets a huge pop here. This was badass. He goes off on Randy Orton. He's kicking his ass. He gets him in the no-lock. Ambrose runs in, attacks Daniel Bryan. Orton escapes. Daniel Bryan takes out Ambrose with a flying knee. And he does the yes chant to end the show. I thought this was really good. This was awesome stuff here. I really liked the way the show ended. Overall, SmackDown this week was kind of average. You did have a good match with Dolph versus Del Rio, and Los Matadores versus 3MB was okay too. But it felt like a lot of stuff this week was just okay. So really nothing too special here, and nothing you really needed to see storyline-wise. Even the stuff they added to the pay-per-view, it wasn't like it was any amazing build or something, like R-Truth versus Curtis Axel, Bray Wyatt versus Kofi Kingston. There really wasn't a lot going on here story-wise that you had to watch SmackDown to see. I mean, all you have to do is watch the pay-per-view to see the matches, and it's really not like there was any huge build to any of this. So that was SmackDown this week. Hope you guys liked the video. Leave your thoughts on the show in the comments, and thanks for watching.